What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Nick Bailey Spearfishing. Just flew over to Grand Bahama to visit my buddies Toby and Casper. Right now we're headed out to go shoot some fish. So I'll see you guys over at the first spot. Man, I missed this viz. Bro, I'm excited. Sweet! All right, let's get in the water. First spot of the day, we ended up hopping in because while we were running, we saw poles sticking out of the water. After being in the water like 30 seconds, I spotted a really nice mutton snapper. So I'm making a casual drop on him. And watch how weird this shot is. He kind of turns right as I shoot, so I barely have him through the skin. But I know if he tears off, he's going to take me to the best hole in the entire structure. That's exactly what happened. While I was swimming around to the other side of the piling, he must have snuck out. Because watch this. This is so funny. Comes right over my shoulder and goes back in the hole. So I didn't see him sneak out of the hole. And I guess sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good. And that's definitely one of those instances right here. You can't really see him yet, but there's a big moray eel in this hole too. And I smoke the mutton and that moray comes out and definitely wanted a piece of me or him or both. But solid first fish of the trip. As I'm braining and bleeding this fish, I look down and there's like 3 more muttons. Toby spots one, starts to load up, and while I have my mutton in my hand, I kind of go down and get a sweet little third person of him smoking one. Super cool to double up within the first 10 minutes of diving. Bro, that's sick.
Hell yeah.
There's like 2 more muttons down there.
There's muttons everywhere. Woo! Sweet. Woo!
Big yellowfin grouper in this hole. I just called over Ethan. I'm gonna record him shoot it. Ethan's kicking down and you'll see he's already loaded up, which I think is super important. A lot of the time when you look into a hole, if the grouper sees you or is facing you, you only have a split second to make a shot. It's really important to make a good shot. Otherwise, you can be stuck on one grouper for like hours. Luckily, Ethan had a good breathe up, shot this thing, swam to the other side, and was able to land this fish in one dive. A fish sticking out of a hole, struggling on the bottom like that, is a shark magnet. So if you can, it's really nice to get it in the same dive.
Woo! Nice one, bro.
The last time that I was staying with Casper, he took me to this wreck that goes from like 70 feet and then the sand is at like 90. And before, I just really wasn't capable of spearfishing that deep, especially with a pole spear. And now I definitely am. On my descent, I spot a really nice tiger grouper from pretty far, but I was able to slow myself down and stop kicking, load my pole spear, and just allow myself to sink in this fish's direction. I need to try as hard as possible to get a perfect stone shot because there's a lot of sharks in the area and I'm deep. Taking my time and just trying to make this shot count. Boom. Perfect stone right there. Got the fish in my hands. Watch at 85. Couldn't be more stoked. After I shot that grouper, a really big kingfish came in. So I needed to shoot something for chum to keep it attracted. And I saw a nice yellowtail right here, which is usually my favorite to eat. But I figured shooting one yellowtail in hope to land a 40-pound kingfish is a pretty dang good trade. So I cut that fish up, and now Casper's diving on the chum, really hoping to shoot this king. The king is zipping through the chum, just eating piece after piece. You'll see an amberjack right there checking everything out as well. And he's just out of range a couple times, but I'm pretty confident that Casper's going to get the shot. Once this thing turned, I knew. He smokes it. Through and through, spines it in the tail, and he's holding on to this float line for dear life trying to get this thing up. A lot of people come to this spot to feed sharks, so we knew that they'd be around, and right here I was ready to celebrate. I mean, I figured this fish was in the bag.
Yeah! Woo!
I don't think he could have done anything better in this situation. Got a great shot, had it almost up to the surface, and it still got eaten.
They got it my first kick, bro. No! Nuts way to end that out. That kingfish getting sharked was such a heartbreaker, but I'm pumped because tomorrow we are going for a full day. Right now, we're gonna go party it up at this little raft for a little bit, but I will see you guys in the morning.
Back in the water, day 2. Ran about 15 miles, and I saw a really, really nice black grouper go into a hole. So I'm going down slow, loaded up the pole. And there's a baby yellowfin grouper in this hole too, so I'm trying to navigate. There you can see the yellowfin. See the grouper's face. Smoke him, and he goes nuts for a sec. I'm trying to get the fish out in the same dive, but unfortunately I think I hit him like from too close or something, because he tears out, and luckily he just circles around and goes back in the same exact hole. So I haven't really mentioned this, but I get bronchitis like pretty dang often, and throughout this entire video I have it. I'm like using an inhaler back at the house and still on antibiotics, but I found that running really, really helps keep my lungs in check, so I've been doing a lot of that, and luckily that's kept me in good enough shape to keep up the diving regardless of the circumstances. Have my flashlight right there. Got a sweet shot right in the grouper's head. He's going nuts. I'm trying to get him out in the same dive, but his gills kind of opened up, so I just knew that I had a good holding shot, and knew Ethan was going to go down and probably be able to get it in the next dive.
Nice one. Okay? Yep. Bro, that's actually a good fish. I didn't think he was that big. Solid. Oh, probably about 30.
We kept seeing fish at that spot, but after I shot the grouper, the sharks got pretty frisky, so we left. But about an hour later, I wanted to try the spot again. Immediately after Casper put me back in, saw a nice hogfish, and I said, "You're coming home with me." Right when I put my head back in the water, I noticed a really, really big yellowfin grouper cruising. And after I followed him, he took me right back to where I shot that black grouper. I'm diving super, super slow. I doubt I'm even kicking right now. And you'll see he's just chilling. If I can get a shot in the open, I'm really hoping to land him and not have to even touch a hole. I wanted this shot to count so bad, but I hit him pretty low in the throat, and the good part was I hit it in the carotid artery, so it was pretty easy to follow this fish, and it went directly back into the hole where I shot that black grouper. That entire cloud is all blood, so I figured it might make this fish quite a bit easier to stick and get out in one dive. I always keep a flashlight on my belt because these groupers hole up really often. Get a really nice shot right there. And this thing still had some life in him. Man, he was kicking hard. One of my biggest yellowfins and an epic way to end the day.
Woo! Sick day of diving. Man, tomorrow is going to be even more intense. So pumped. I'll see you guys then. We just drove an hour to West End, and we have some rad spots we're going to be hitting today.
I'm so excited to vomit.
We arrived at the spots with perfect conditions. A proper sized black grouper goes into a hole, and I knew we were going to be able to pull off a shot. I didn't quite expect Toby to be coming down just yet, but check this out. This Swiss cheese bottom has about 1,000 escape routes for these groupers, so Dan decided to go down and get a second shot just to make sure this fish didn't escape. And check this out, man, really nice. It was cool. We landed that fish in like 3 minutes. So we moved out to about 65 feet, and I threw Toby my secondary GoPro. I'm going down, saw a really nice grouper go into this hole. I line up and take a shot just behind its pec fin. Really thought I had this fish, but somehow it tore out. Immediately I saw its head move forward, so I put my tip back on, reloaded in the same dive. I took my time with my shot and I stoned it. Wasn't able to pull it out the side that I shot it from, so I just unscrewed my injector, pulled the tip off, reached my hand behind, came out with ease. The yellowfin that I shot the day before was an absolute stud, and I saw one that was even bigger go into this hole. I'm taking my time and really descending slowly because its head is poking out, and these fish like to move holes often, especially when they're not in their direct honey hole that they know really well. This fish most definitely wasn't. Watch him move, line up. Got another awesome stone shot. What a fish. Tom kept playing cat and mouse with this huge grouper. He's in that kind of Swiss cheese reef, and like I said earlier, man, they just have so many escape routes. Keeps moving in and out of these holes. You'll see he checks like 3 in the same dive. I think it's super important, especially if you're diving deep, to get a good breathe up before your dive, because you never understand exactly what's going to happen until it does. And if Tom wasn't so breathed up, he wouldn't have been able to capitalize when he saw the fish in the third hole that he looked in and make sure to get a good shot. Sticks it right there. Watch how powerful this grouper is. The second that he holds onto the pole, it like sucks him into the hole. Casper's going down and trying to pull this fish out, and man, he gets it so close. But you can see those gills open, and he knew he didn't have the leverage on that dive, so he let go. I'm holding my handheld GoPro, so I kind of selfie mode it right here. And just, man, I'm moving this fish in all sorts of odd angles. You'll see Tom's already coming down. It's so funny. The teamwork that goes into these fish is ridiculous. The second that I get the fish out of the hole, he's right there and grabs onto it. So I'm able to go up and get a breath, which I definitely wanted. And we got that fish in 2-3 dives, like 5 minutes.
Good shit. Yeah, what a fish!
You won't see me diving at this speed very often. I'm kicking down really, really fast. I saw a really nice cubera snapper go into this hole, and you usually don't have a ton of time to capitalize, so I get down and I realized that I was too late. The fish had already left. But I also knew if he was going in and out of one hole, there was a high chance that he had gone into another one. And I spot the fish moving, going into another hole, and boom, nailed him. Such a sick fish, and one dive, can't beat that.
Hell yeah.
This whole trip overall was just some of the best spearfishing that I've had in so long. I'm headed over to the Bahamas next week, and I could not be more pumped.
Headed home, on to the next. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We will catch you in the next video.